Welcome back, Keulers. Barcelona's preseason tour is heating up, and we've got some massive updates from inside Camp Nou. From Hansi Flick's high praise for 17-year-old sensation Dro Fernández, to long-term contract plans for Koundé, De Jong and Eric Garcia, and even a shock twist in the Nicolas Jackson transfer saga, it's all happening at Barça. Plus, Atletico Madrid are circling for one of Flick's midfield gems, Marc Casado. Could a move be on the cards? Grab your seat, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest FC Barcelona transfer news, match previews and inside scoops. Let's get into it. Hansi Flick has been talking about Dro Fernández once again and is clearly impressed with the 17-year-old La Masia graduate. Barcelona manager Hansi Flick couldn't hide his admiration for Dro Fernández following his impressive debut goal. Speaking after the squad's arrival in South Korea for the next phase of their preseason tour, Flick explained that Dro had already been training with the senior team at the end of last season, and that's exactly why he earned his place on this tour. He praised La Masia for producing yet another top talent, describing Dro as a special player with huge potential. Not only because of the goal but also because of how it relates to the ball. He has to improve, of course. In midfield we have a lot of quality and it's not easy to play there, not only for him but also for the rest. But I'm grateful that he has so many players and so much quality in midfield. Barcelona play again on Thursday against FC Seoul and it seems highly likely that Dro will be involved. According to an update from Mundo Deportivo, Barcelona are working to secure long-term deals for 3 players considered vital for the team's present and future, namely Jules Koundé, Frenkie de Jong and Eric Garcia. The club's sporting leadership, led by Deco and supported by manager Hansi Flick, is determined to maintain squad stability by locking down these players with renewed contracts. Koundé is closest to finalizing his renewal. The French defender has already confirmed that he has an agreement in place with the club. Once he returns to Barcelona from the preseason tour, he will officially sign a new deal that will keep him at the club until 2030. Koundé's consistent performances and versatility make him an essential part of the squad moving forward, and Barcelona want to make sure he remains committed for the long term. De Jong and Garcia next on the list. After Koundé, attention will turn to De Jong. The Dutch midfielder's current deal expires in 2026, but Barcelona want to extend it by at least 2 more years. They are also considering a performance-based clause that could automatically extend his stay if he plays a certain percentage of matches in the final year. Talks were delayed earlier due to issues with his former agent, but with those now resolved, discussions are expected to pick up pace soon. The club is eager to avoid any risk of losing him on a free transfer next summer. Meanwhile, Garcia's renewal is also on the table, though it is slightly more complicated. While Flick and Deco value him highly, the situation is tied to the current overload of center-backs in the squad. Barcelona are trying to offload Andreas Christensen to create space. There is also uncertainty around Ronald Araujo, although the club recently extended his deal until 2031. Garcia's contract runs until 2026, and while his renewal might take more time, all parties are open to reaching an agreement. Chelsea, being one of the busiest clubs this summer, have already signed quite a number of players. However, more incomings are expected, such as Ajax's Joral Hato and Xavi Simons from RB Leipzig. Similarly, exits are also part of transfer operations. Noni Madueke, Kepa Arrizabalaga, George Petrovic, Joao Felix and more have left Stamford Bridge, and others could join them before the window shuts. Nicolas Jackson, who has been Chelsea's starting centre-forward for the last 2 years, is now facing an uncertain future, with a probable exit looming ahead of the 2025-26 season. He featured in 30 games in the Premier League last season, scoring 10 goals. However, since then the Blues have brought in Joao Pedro and Liam Delap, and it appears that he has slid to 3rd in the pecking order as a result. Chelsea initially valued Nicolas Jackson at over €100 million, a price that many saw as unrealistic considering his recent form. However, the Blues have now reportedly lowered their asking price to around €50 million, making the 24-year-old striker a more attractive option for potential suitors. While Manchester United were once strongly linked with Jackson, their focus has now shifted to chasing Benjamin Sesko. Meanwhile, clubs like Aston Villa and Newcastle United remain interested, with the latter viewing Jackson as a possible successor to Alexander Isak. Interestingly, Barcelona have now emerged as the frontrunners in the race to sign Jackson, as they explore a potential loan deal with an option to buy. Chelsea are reportedly hesitant about moving Jackson to one of their domestic rivals, but they may accept offers if the right price comes up. However, recent reports suggest that a surprise European giant has emerged as the front-runner to sign the Senegalese striker. According to Caught Offside, La Liga champions Barcelona are leading the race to sign Jackson. The Spanish club's sporting director Deco is expected to initiate talks with Chelsea over a one-year loan with an option to buy. However, the player wants a Premier League stay if he leaves Stamford Bridge. Jackson has established himself to be a skilled striker at Chelsea, but with the increased competition for spots, it seems like he might need a new start elsewhere. Barcelona are undoubtedly an appealing option for any player in the world. AC Milan and Napoli have also been linked with the striker. Now it remains to be seen whether the Spanish giants can persuade him to make a move to Spain. FC Barcelona have almost had a tradition in recent seasons of La Masia graduates making a name for themselves during pre-season and breaking into the first team. The likes of Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Marc Bernal, and Marc Casado have all made a name for themselves in this manner. Hansi Flick's first pre-season ahead of the 2024-25 season saw the emergence of Bernal and Casado. The duo emerged as the German coach's savior, which allowed Barcelona to go into the season without signing a new defensive midfielder. Eventually, just a couple of games into the season, Bernal tore his ACL against Rayo Vallecano and was ruled out for the rest of the season. Casado, on the other hand, grew from strength to strength to become one of Hansi Flick's first names on the team sheet in the first half of the season. Atletico Madrid have set their sights on Barcelona midfielder Marc Casado. Although the young Spaniard had a promising run earlier in the season, he lost his spot to Frenkie de Jong, who has taken over as the starting pivot since the beginning of 2025. According to reports from Fishages, Diego Simeone is eager to bring Casado to the Wanda Metropolitano, seeing him as a valuable addition to strengthen his midfield options. Atletico Madrid see Casado as an option to not only bolster the midfield but also the chance to add a very versatile player. The 21-year-old is unlikely to be a starter for Hansi Flick this season, with Frenkie and Bernal also available for the same position. The problem at Barcelona is that among the two defensive midfield positions, one of them is almost earmarked for Pedri. Unless Flick wants to rest the Canary Islander, the rest of the midfielders are competing for just one spot. Casado remains valuable. So there you have it. Barcelona are not just preparing for the upcoming season on the pitch, but off it as well, with key renewals and major transfer strategies in motion. Dro Fernández continues to impress. Koundé is staying until 2030, and Deco's pursuit of Nicolas Jackson could be a game-changer for the front line. But what do you think, Keulers? Should Barca go all in for Jackson? Is Casado too valuable to lose to Atletico Madrid? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow fans, and smash that subscribe button so you never miss a single update. Visca Barça, and see you in the next one.